माननीय सुखेंदु शेखर राय जी। डॉक्टर एम थम्बी दुरई जी,
Sir, I am the Lok Sabha chamber, sir.
please. You can sit and speak well.
No, sir, no problem.
Okay.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I am very happy to participate in the discussion on the general budget presented by Honorable Finance Minister. Sir, everybody, when we are starting the budget, we have to mention about the COVID issue. That is there, because this is a very pandemic thing we have to mention. To begin with, I would say that it is a budget considering that the entire world had been in the grip of COVID pandemic, and every country in the map had been taking measures to deal with the situation. It had already affected the world economy, so India as well. As far as vaccine is concerned, to find this, India's vaccine is much sought throughout the world, and appreciate the scientists of the community for having come out with a vaccine with a very short time. Sir, in this connection, I want to appreciate our Honorable Prime Minister. He has taken a lot of effort visiting vaccine producing all the labs, taking the risk for the nation. Our Honorable Prime Minister has taken so much steps to see that we can get the vaccine quickly, made in India. That is, always his Prime Minister aim is made in India, make in India, we have to buy in India. That is his slogan. On that basis, to solve this pandemic, he has taken a lot of effort and visited the labs at a risk, at life risk, to save the nation. Not only Indian nation, sir, now we are proud. Most of the international countries are sought the Indian vaccine. That is the contribution India made now. Because of Honorable Prime Minister, this has been achieved, we have achieved. 74. Sir, at the same time, I want to, before coming to other factors, I want to say about the budget provided for our Tamil Nadu also. Because our Honorable Chief Finance Minister hailing from Tamil Nadu, I have to congratulate her and also said thanks for her for giving so much importance to Tamil Nadu also for allocating funds. The Union Government has announced a package of 35,000 crore for nationwide vaccination program to combat COVID-19. This will definitely help all the states, including Tamil Nadu, to recover from the pandemic. In this connection, I would request the Centre to enhance the finance assistance provided to Tamil Nadu to continue our efforts to save the lives of the people. There is an announcement in the Union budget stating that 3,500 kilometers of national highways will be laid in Tamil Nadu. The construction of national highway at the cost of 1.303 lakh crore, which would include Madurai, Kollam, and Chittoor, Thachur, would boost economic growth of Tamil Nadu. In this regard, as assured by our Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi Palaniswamy, the government would take all the efforts to implement this project. While thanking the Centre for having approved the project sent by Government of Tamil Nadu to upgrade the fishing port and for the establishment of a seaward production park, I would request further funds to Tamil Nadu to develop other small fishing ports in Tamil Nadu. Sir, I want to say, because I was also once Surface Transport Minister in the Vajpayee government, where we have taken so many projects in India, that is nationwide connecting a Golden Cattle project. At that time, Vajpayee ji encouraged me to implement that project. For that, finance and everything. But at the same time, I request the Honorable Finance Minister now to take up one more project, that is connecting Coimbatore to Tiruchirappalli via Karur. She studied, our Honorable Finance Minister studied in Tiruchirappalli. She knows the importance of Tiruchirappalli and Coimbatore. Therefore, that corridor must be connected. That project already conceived by the National Highways Authority. It is waiting for 5 years. For a long time, we are waiting for that project, more than 5 years. Therefore, we allocate and take the projects. Within 2 hours, we can go from Coimbatore to Tiruchirappalli. That kind of facilities we can get. I hope our Honorable finance will consider in this, sir. Coming to the metro rail project, as requested by Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, I plead with the central government to release immediately 50% share for expanding the second phase of the CRMF. At the same time, I also request Centre to accord approval for implementation of the new metro light and metro new projects for the cities of Coimbatore and Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Sir, as a railway minister, she also presented a railway budget. In that, I request one more important project from Jonarpet to Bangalore via Krishnagiri. We are waiting for a long time. For 30, 40 years, we are fighting for that kind of a new railway line. I request Honorable Finance Minister, with the consultation of Railway Minister, to take up this project connecting Jolarpet to Bangalore via Krishnagiri Hosur, because the Hosur is a corridor now. Therefore, we require that kind of project. I request them to take up. Sir, the finance announced a planned revamp of the public transport sector and allocated amount of 18,000 crores to purchase 20,000 new buses. This is a welcome step. In Tamil Nadu, you will be very happy to know that the public transport facilities reach people at the far-flung areas of the state, and request the centre to provide financial assistance to the Tamil Nadu Transport Corporation. I am thankful for the Union government for making adequate financial allocation in the current budget for scholarship for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students. I am also thankful for having favorably considered the request of Tamil Nadu may change the schemes to that get higher education. Sir, one more thing I want to say. Very, very important thing. The government of Tamil Nadu, headed by Honorable Chief Minister Panichami, has already waived the loans taken by the farmers from cooperative banks to the extent of about 12,500 crores, benefiting lakhs of farmers of Tamil Nadu. I make the second request in that in a similar way, the central may also waive the loans taken by the farmers from nationalized banks, which will be a great boon for the farmers who are hard hit by the COVID pandemic, due to which they are pushed to the lowest depths. Sir, another thing, now I am come to the point, certain policies, what our Honorable Finance Minister said regarding the budget, proposed budget for 2021-22 rests on 6 pillars. 6 pillars, she said very nicely. I appreciate that. One is health and well-being. Second, physical and financial capital and infrastructure. Third is inclusive development for aspirational India. Reinvigorating human capital, innovation and research and development. Sixth, minimum government and maximum governance. I differ this, sir. Because you know very well, India is a developed country, it needs a lot of things. It is not unlike United States, where this concept of minimum governance and maximum governance was the first president, the president Ronald Reagan in early 80s, he said about this thing. It won't suit for us. It may be suitable to America, this kind of minimum government, maximum governance is concept. It is a borrowed concept, I can say. It won't suit for our Indian condition. Because you know well, we cannot apply the maximum governance and minimum government blindly. We need maximum government, the same spheres like poverty, eradication, great equality, social justice, transform the rural India, just to name a few. Central and state government must enable rather than regulations. Sir, this is the way where we have to think of the poor people. Government has come forward many projects also, not only governance. Therefore, government must come forward taking many projects, public sector. You cannot close down immediately. That is what the budget says, which I am differ there, sir. I would like to quote the former president of Philippines, Romer Exe, who said, "Those who have laws in life should have nose in the law." How beautiful it is in his name, and memory, the annual Romer Excellence Award is considered as Asian Nobel Prize is given. We have more than two-thirds of the poor people in the poor country. We are poor, yes, still. Even though we are a developing country, we know the sufferings of the people. Therefore, this is connection, what I'm telling, this kind of, when we're taking that as a thing, we have to take care of the uplifting them, emancipating them. We need maximum government. Therefore, minimum government concept won't help for our country. We should constantly watch that the name of the efficient social justice is not victimized. It is important to remember that minimum government is sufficed by the minimum governance. At the India's level, per capita income and central and state governments cannot retreat together. Government must, with enormous force, is preventing exploitation of the majority of the poor by traditionally advantaged few. Ultimately, for India as a whole, the effect of maximum governance comes from embracing cooperative and competitive federalism. Unequal relationship between the center and the states will take us nowhere. Let us forget that India governed by in states also. Sir, another thing regarding most of the members said regarding Manrega. Manrega is very important thing, sir. This project will give a lot of money flow to the rural area, and the poor will get the money, the purchasing power will get. There may be some kind of inefficiency also. I am not saying that. For that, we cannot neglect that project. When you are giving more money, and what Keynes theory says, if a demand you want to create, you have to pump the money. Then only the people purchasing power will be great. Then your production will be increased. That is the economics theory. Everybody knows that. Our finance minister is an economist. She studied in London also. JNU also studied. Our Tiruchirappalli, she studied. She knows very well about the economic condition of the Indian condition. For that, she has to apply the theory that to create more employment, we have to spend a lot of money for the rural people. So at the same time, MP Lads Fund. So I was chairman. As you are now, you are a chairman for the MP Lads Fund Rajya Sabha as deputy chairman. I was deputy speaker also at the time. I was also chairman for the MP Lads. Most of our MPs, irrespective of political party, they given the signature and signed signature, demanded our Honorable Prime Minister to reconsider it. Instead of 5 crores, it has to go 25 crores to increase the MP Lad funds. Sir, why I'm telling is, MP Lad fund is not used by MPs. Only projects, you give the projects. In Tamil Nadu, for example, each MLA is getting 5 crores, 5 MLA fund. Here, Kerala, 30 crores they are giving for MLAs. Because the project, you could earmark the project. New central government projects are there, are going to implement that. That way, let the MPs can play also a role. MPs cannot nowadays come and sit here and make legislation. That days has gone. We have in the public life, as a MP, we have to meet the public. They are asking so many things as to fulfill. The elections are taking different places, different times. Lok Sabha election, and our state elections, and local body elections. Whenever we are going, the people are asking what you have done. MP have done, what you have done, they are asking.
Please conclude, Dr. Thambi Durai.
So I'm telling, sir, this
Please.
is MP. I'm telling you are a chairman now of the MP Lads. You know you are going to face the same problem. Our MP is going to demand. This I am request the Honorable Finance Minister and all Prime Minister to rethink at this project. Don't give the money to us. You tell the projects, which projects? Roads means the MP, any of central government is spending money. You are marked the project, the MP, when they are recommending the MP, the road or school building or water facilities, let them earmark that fund can be used like that, not given to MPs straight away to sanction certain things. Any of you are going to implement the progress, that's what it said. Sir, finally.
Please conclude now.
I'm concluding. Because our finance minister hails from Tamil Nadu, from R.K. Sanmanam Chettiar, who presented first financial budget same in the parliament. Now it's our empowering as a women means after Indira Gandhi. is the first lady, has come from Tamil Nadu, presented the financial many times. She knows the households of the women suffering and women laborers. And I request once again to consider Manrega program. Therefore, I present.
Thank you. Thank you now.
I conclude, sir.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
Now
the
I'm
finance
calling.
minister
Your time is over, sir.
For the initiative taken in the current budget, I conclude. I thank once again for the
Thank you.
finance minister.
Thank you. Honorable Sujit Kumar ji. Shri Sujit Kumar ji.